Last spring, I ran a social experiment. I sent two men into the same rooftop event in downtown Chicago, same night, same crowd. Man A, 34 years old, gym body, sharp jawline, fresh haircut. Man B, 63 years old, thinning hair, soft stomach, no designer suit. I watched from across the room with a behavioral researcher friend. Within 90 seconds, three women in their 40s had physically shifted their bodies toward Man B, not Man A, the 63-year-old. My researcher friend leaned over and said 6 words I'll never forget. He's doing all 5 things right. 5 things. That's what I'm going to show you today. Not theory, not motivational fluff. 5 specific physical signals most men over 60 have no idea they're broadcasting that trigger deep, genuine attraction in women over 40. And here's what makes this different from everything you've heard before. None of this is about youth. None of this requires surgery, a gym membership, or a wardrobe overhaul. This is about signals, and signals can be fixed starting today. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you will physically walk differently. Here's the uncomfortable truth most men refuse to accept. The moment you mentally tapped out of the attraction game, women didn't stop noticing you. They just stopped noticing what you wanted them to notice. Relationship researcher Esther Perel, who has spent 30 years studying human desire, found something that rewrites everything men believe about aging. As women mature, their attraction patterns don't weaken. They deepen. They stop responding to flash, the gym body, the sports car, the expensive watch, and they start responding to signals, physical cues that reveal how a man actually lives, how he carries himself, how present he is. Those signals live in 5 very specific places, and most men over 60, they've abandoned all 5 without realizing it. The first one will catch you off guard. The hands, not the face, not the height, not the car you drove here in. The hands. Women process hands faster than almost any other physical feature, and most of the time, they're not even aware they're doing it. Anthropologist David Givens, who has spent his career mapping nonverbal attraction signals, found that hand behavior ranks among the most powerful unconscious cues in human interaction. Here's what women are actually reading: grooming, not perfection maintenance, trimmed nails, clean cuticles, skin that isn't cracked from years of neglect. A grooming survey found nearly 7 in 10 women cited poorly maintained hands as an immediate attraction killer before a single word was spoken. Movement, calm, deliberate hands when you speak signal emotional control. Fidgeting, pocket hiding, restless hands signal anxiety. You cannot fake this with words. The hands always tell the truth, capability, and this is where it gets interesting, slightly. Rough hands, hands that show evidence of real work, actually increase attraction. There's a phrase that carries real psychological weight: good with his hands. That phrase exists because it triggers something biological. It signals competence, reliability, strength that isn't performed at CERN. Right now, look at your hands. What story are they telling? This one surprises every man who hears it. The forearms. In multiple independent attraction studies, women ranked forearms higher than chest, higher than arms, and in some studies they competed directly with the face. The face. Why? Because forearms are revealed in moments: when you roll up your sleeves on a warm evening, when you reach across a table to pass something, when you set down a glass. Esther Perel calls these micro-exposures small, unintentional glimpses of physicality that trigger genuine interest precisely because they're not trying to. No performance, no flexing, just presence. Biologically, forearms signal grip strength, dexterity, capability. They suggest a man who handles the real world. And here's the part that genuinely changes things for men over 60. Forearms age well. Years of actual use create real definition and texture that no gym routine can manufacture. There's an authenticity there, a lived-in quality that younger men simply don't have yet. So stop hiding them under long sleeves, roll them up, let them do the talking. Now we go deeper. The eyes, and more specifically, the presence behind them. Women over 40 are not evaluating your eye color. They're evaluating your attention. When you look at someone, do they feel seen? Or do they feel scanned? There's a difference, and women feel it within seconds. Research from Western University found that smile lines, the crow's feet around the eyes, actually increase perceptions of warmth, sincerity, and trustworthiness. Let me say that again. Those lines are not damage. They are proof of expression, proof of laughter, proof of a life fully lived, but the lines are only part of it. What creates real attraction is something harder to fake: sustained, grounded presence. I once asked a woman how she met her current partner. He was 62 when they met. She was 58. I asked what she noticed first. She paused. Then she said, "I couldn't tell you his eye color, but I remember exactly how it felt when he looked at me. He made me feel interesting, not beautiful, not young, interesting. That feeling, that's not genetics, that's attention, that's being fully there when everyone else is somewhere else in their head." In a world of distracted men, a man who is genuinely present becomes rare, and rarity creates desire. Put the phone down, quiet the noise, be actually there. It shows immediately. This might be the single most powerful signal on this entire list, and it's the one men over 60 have almost universally abandoned: the shoulders, the posture, the way you carry yourself through space, before you speak, before you smile, before you extend your hand. Your posture has already made a decision about you. Research published in the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that expansive, upright posture increases perceived attractiveness more dramatically than clothing, grooming, or even facial symmetry. More than facial symmetry. Let that land. Rounded shoulders communicate one thing: withdrawal, defeat. I've already checked out. Shoulders back, chin level, a measured stride that communicates something completely different. I am still here. I am still engaged. I am still alive. A woman once described watching two men walk into a class reunion. Same age, similar builds, same background. One shuffled in shoulders forward, eyes down. The other walked in with his shoulders back, moving with quiet purpose, she said. One looked 20 years older than the other. They were born the same year, same genetics, different posture. Here's what makes this the most powerful point on the list. Posture can change right now, not next month, not after the gym. Right now, awareness changes it. Intention changes it, and the return on that investment immediate, visible, dramatic. The fifth signal is the most intimate. The mouth, not just the smile. The entire system: lips, teeth, and the way your mouth moves when you speak. The American Dental Association found that over 70% of women identify teeth as the first feature they notice, and that percentage rises for older men. But this isn't about perfect teeth. Overly perfect teeth, actually read as artificial, off-putting. It's about three things: health, clean, fresh, maintained, self-respect made visible. The smile. Women can detect a genuine smile from a forced one with remarkable accuracy. A real smile reaches the eyes, it softens the jaw, it changes the rhythm of how you speak. A performed smile creates distance. It signals you're managing an impression, not sharing a moment. The words themselves and how they form. Here's something most men don't know. Women don't just hear your voice, they watch your mouth form words. Clarity signals confidence, a measured pace signals calm authority, deliberate articulation signals someone who means what they say, mumbling signals insecurity, rushing signals nervousness, trailing off signals you don't fully believe what you're saying. Your mouth is previewing intimacy before intimacy ever begins. It shows how you handle tension, how you express emotion, how you connect, and the lines around your mouth from decades of expression, laughter, conversation. They don't diminish you, they distinguish you. So let's bring this together: hands that communicate care and quiet capability, forearms that reveal strength that's been lived and not performed, eyes that make people feel worth paying attention to, shoulders that say, I am still here, a mouth that previews the kind of man you actually are. None of this requires surgery. None of this requires a transformation. None of this competes with younger men. It transcends them, because here's the truth Esther Perel keeps returning to after 30 years of research. Desire is a response to aliveness, to presence, to engagement, to a man who is still fully inhabiting his own life. These 5 signals are simply where that aliveness becomes visible. The men who understand this don't chase attention. They don't perform for it. They don't compete for it. They embody something that can't be faked and can't be rushed, and in a room full of men who have quietly withdrawn, the one who hasn't, he doesn't just get noticed, he becomes unforgettable. So the next time you walk into a room, what is your body saying before you speak? Because women are already listening, and now so are you.